Hello everybody. Well, recently I took a reprieve to Southern California, break from the tundra. It's where I lived for 50 years. I wanted to see my old flying buddies, so I stopped by Randy Martin's first in Corona, and we flew quads. It was really great to see him and his wife. And then I went on to see Ted Robinger. Ted flew with me every Sunday morning when I lived in San Juan Capistrano. It was really fun to show him the new technology too in person and even have him actually fly. Well, after we got done flying there, we went down to his son David's place in Vista. It's quite a bit further south. He also in a wheelchair. They built these two wheelchairs and they're unbelievable. They're electric. They do wheelies and everything. It's mind-blowing. Anyway, what would you expect? Dave was the machinist to put my Hyperfly tail rotor into production by building the prototypes. And like his dad, Dave was equally amazed at the quad flying technology and just everybody loving the little micro quad and the Millennium Falcon. Well, after leaving there, I wound up at another legend's place, Simone Jr. I found him working on another Porsche project, of which he is famous at building custom Porsches and Volkswagens for folks. I mean, incredible stuff. He manufactures his own body parts. It's just amazing, just as amazing as his models. And John is also flying a Unique, and he showed me how well it flew. Here's a couple of quick shots. And then he flew my V626, and I got to tell you, he was blown away, and of course with the lights. You know, but in reality, he was my mentor, and John taught me to fly the helicopters back when there were no cheat switches, or gyros, or auto returns, or anything to save you. You know, and to fly a helicopter inverted in front of him for a picture was a real treat for me. You know, but I can tell you something else about John you may not know. He ran a company called Impact Effects. He did all kinds of crashes in movies. Not only was the national helicopter champion, but he manufactured the American RC helicopter brand. The Eagle and the Mantis. I learned to fly on the Mantis, by the way. Well, unfortunately, and you can't make this stuff up, folks, his building got crashed into by a real airplane, and a fire destroyed most, including the Blue Thunder Special, where you can see the tail a little melted there. And speaking of the Blue Thunder Special, Blue Thunder with Roy Scheider and Malcolm McDowell was directed by John Badham. That was probably one of the most famous movies ever, with the best helicopter chase scene you ever saw. And I was experienced with the Byron F-16, had one of the first ones, and I wound up actually getting hired by John to fly them in the movie. So it was a great honor, you know, and blow them up. It was a great honor and great fun. Well, as we talked, we reflected about the movie and the loop. You know, at the time, a helicopter or even a model doing a loop was just basically unheard of. And like Malcolm says in the movie, that's impossible. But in reality, you know, John did that loop. And the controversy was the fact that the movie chopped the loop. They showed different characters in different sections, you know, the pilot and the bad guy and then the helicopter, never the full loop. And then so anywhere, you know, the model airplane guy said, well, there's no way they did this. Helicopter did a full loop. So here, I'm going to show you that he did do that full loop. And I'm presenting some vintage cuts from the movie to show that full loop. And some other interesting things like what happened to those F-16s after they crashed. So here we go. Thanks a lot for watching, folks. I hope you enjoy this. Bye-bye.
Well, after the explosion, the engine was out, the rudder was locked, and I had a very minimum amount of elevator, and here's what happened next. After this explosion, I haven't got anything, and it went down. And to quote a famous line from the movie, catch you later.